Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Health Check. Health Check is where you have the opportunity to stop and check in on you. Health Check, as you know, is sponsored by Kingdom Health Connections, which is a health promotional resource center where it's all about cultivating a culture of health, wellness, and healing for you and the entire family. And this is done through health information and health education, by sharing health information, rather. I'm your host, Dr. Vanessa Bolling. I pray that you're having a blessed and awesome Tuesday. This is the day that the Lord has made. I pray that you are rejoicing today and you are glad in it. If you're not smiling, go ahead and put a smile on your face. You may ask me, why should I be smiling? And you're talking about breast health, and that C word comes up sometimes. Well, you know what? We can be happy and we can rejoice because we are alive today. So go ahead and smile and come on in, like and share. As you know, all month for the month of October, we've been talking about breast health tips, and we're going to continue on with that subject matter. Today, we're going to be talking about breast screenings and in particular, mammograms. And I'm excited for the guest that we have today this morning. But let me just share a little bit of information with you. Mammograms. A lot of the times we can be a little fearful about mammograms and getting screenings, but it's so important in terms of early detection of breast cancers and just ensuring that your breast tissue is in good health. So it helps to early detect breast cancer early, and it also helps to reduce the mortality rates as well. So when you get mammogram screenings, you're less likely to pass away or die from breast cancer. In 2019, according to the CDC, about 67.5% of women actually had mammography screening, and that was for women aged 40 and up in the past 2 years. So only 67.5%. Of course, we would love to see that percentage is 100%, because that means we're getting screened and we're making sure our breast tissue is in good health. And not only that, if there's anything going on, it's detected early. When we don't screen, a lot of the times things are found in an advanced stage and mortality is more likely. Doesn't mean it has to be a final say, but it's more likely when you don't screen and you wait and you postpone. So we just want to encourage you today on your health journey by getting screened, making sure your breast tissue is in good health. So one of the ways that this is done is through mammography. So that's pretty much what I wanted to give in terms of background, but I do want to go ahead and bring on my guest this morning. Her name is Coretha Thomas, and I'm so delighted to know her. She's actually been a mammography technologist for the past 40 years. That's a lot of years, but that means she has a wealth of experience, not only for herself, but also in terms of just kind of demystifying and, reducing the fear that you may be feeling in terms of getting screening. So tag your sisters, tag your aunts, tag your parents. Let's share this with them, and let's just encourage them in their health journey. So good morning, Coretha. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good.
Good.
So, I just want to speak today, as we discussed before we came on. We really just want to speak to that woman who has not gotten her screening at all. Maybe she's 55 or 60, and she's been turning away the screenings every time she goes in for her annual physical, or maybe there's a family history, but has not gotten any screening at all. And we also want to talk this morning to women who that may be their first time and they're fearful, and they don't know what to expect when they go for their mammography screening. So can you share with us this morning, what can that woman expect when she goes for her mammography screening from beginning to end? Just walk us through. We're brand new to this.
Okay. So you will come in the mammography room, and you would have two pictures of each breast. So basically your breast is going to be compressed. It is uncomfortable. I tell the patients it's uncomfortable, but it's not unbearable. We work together with the patient to get the best exam for their mammograms. Also, the compression, it is not like it's real painful or real excruciating in pain for the patient, and it should not be. And if it is, we do encourage you to let the technologist know. All right. So because we don't want to make that experience the worst experience where you will not come back again, because we want you to come back. Mammogram screenings is necessary, very much necessary, and we just want to encourage you and help you along the way to get that exam done as good as possible. Okay.
I love that. So about how long would it typically take? So now I'm in your suite, I'm guessing, right? How,
Right.
what's the average time frame it may take to even get the screening? Like, am I in there for an hour? Are you compressing for an hour? How long is it taking roughly? Is each breast an hour or?
No, no.
Okay.
So each patient is different. You got
Okay.
to realize you got small breasted women, medium sized breast women, and then you have the mosaic women, the women that are just extra large. So I would say a small to a medium sized breasted woman, if we're working together, it can be 10 minutes. That 10
Is that
minutes,
per breast or just one breast?
that's the whole exam.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
so that's the whole exam. Um, After each picture, the compression is released. So if the patient is feeling discomfort or pain or anything, you have a minute to regroup yourself, and before we move on. So it's not like is you're compressed in that the whole entire time. You're not. It's released, and you get a reprieve. That's what I say. You get a reprieve, all right? But if it's a mosaic woman, it's going to take a little bit longer because we have to now do extra pictures to get the whole entire breast on.
That makes sense. And just to draw to that point about pictures, the whole point of the mammogram is to just make sure we're viewing the whole aspect of the breast tissue at
So
different angles.
at different angles, yes.
Yeah, to make sure there's nothing that's there. So that was really
Correct.
good. That's good.
That that's correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And then after that, is there anything to expect after, or is there from there usually what happens after the screening is done?
So after that, the patient leaves, and they don't with us. They don't get the results right away. So
Right.
they either get the results in the mail or they get the results. We have this charting system that we call My Chart. They can
Hmm.
get it on My Chart, and that usually takes like 7 to 10 days to get that.
That's good. That's good. So
Okay.
this is what's to expect when going for mammography screening.
Hmm.
Now, there are so many different things that are out there. There are a lot of myths. You mentioned and you touched on, the pain aspect of it in
Hmm.
terms of it being painful. But there's also things that are out there that have been said that I'm going to get too much radiation. So these are reasons why sometimes as women we don't go for the screening. But there's a fear of too much radiation. I don't have a family history of breast cancer, so why should I do it? I do my own breast exams. Why do I need to? And I don't feel anything. So why should I go for a mammogram? My breasts are too small, all these different things that come up as to why women don't go. And of course, the fear factor. What advice would you have for women who may be sharing these concerns and they don't feel the need to go for it?
So with the radiation, I would say that that's an untrue myth because you get radiation from walking in the sun. You get radiation from microwaving your food. So you get radiation in other ways, that we
Yeah.
live our life. So a once a year exam that mammograms, the radiation is less than microwaving your food. So
Wow.
you want to come in. I mean, I would encourage women to come in. Don't let that be the reason that you stay out because of the radiation. And far as the family history, I just think that I do a lot of patients that they did not have family history. So, at one point in time, that was a criteria, but now that's not true either. And even I do a lot of young people that are even younger than 40. So,
Yeah.
um, but at that point, they felt something, that's why they've come in.
Mm.
So, for the ones that have saying they examine their breasts and they don't feel anything, um, that's not good either. They still need to come in and have a mammogram because there's microcalcifications that can grow in the breast that you cannot feel. And the only way you can see them is on mammogram.
Mm.
And those do or can turn into cancer. So
Mm.
you need to come in and start your um mammograms, start having your baseline mammograms, your yearly mammogram. I just want to even encourage women that excuse me, if they're fit for anything, um of coming in, get a buddy system.
Mm.
um Buddy up with your aunt, buddy up with your sister, buddy up with your
That's good.
mother, and come in. And 'cause there's a lot of women that do that, you know. They come in as a buddy to be support to one another while they're there having their mammograms. So
That's good.
just to encourage women to do that, and to see women that to doing that too is just phenomenal to me because that means they have support, and that
Mm.
we're all in this together because realistically we are all in this together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love what you said. I love that. Get a buddy system, hold each other accountable,
Right.
and like at that point, I didn't even know that
Mm.
the amount of radiation, we've always been taught that it's a small amount and it's not concerned for your annual screening, but I didn't
Right.
even know that it was less than that of a microwave. So you think
Right.
about microwaving the food, that's totally awesome. And just what you don't feel, the mammogram actually picks up.
Right.
So, and it's
And
all just screening. Go ahead.
just to add to the radiation part, 9 times out of 10, we radiate food every day, but once you have a
Once a
mammogram,
year.
once a year, so you're able to replenish back what you think is lost. You're able to
Yes.
get it back. So, just want to encourage you. Just don't let that be a hindrance of not having a mammogram. Just want to encourage women to get out and have a mammogram. And even if you have to take a friend with you and she doesn't need a mammogram, you know what I'm saying? We just encourage you any way possible.
Yes.
I drive a van and we go into the community, and the amount of people that we do that be like, if you didn't come here, I wouldn't have this done. And I was like, well, I'm
Mm.
glad we came because I'm glad you had it
Right.
done.
We were just that gentle reminder for you.
Right, right.
That's awesome. That
Come
just
on the
segues.
van.
Yes, come on the van. We'll take care of you.
It will
And then we'll
take
see you next year again.
right. And I'll see you next year. Exactly.
Right.
Oh, and then you'll be surprised when you have your mammogram, you'll find that excuse me, it wasn't as bad as you anticipated it.
Wow.
It's
Isn't
not
that
as
both
bad
things?
as people would think. Of course, everyone. I just think people have the mammogram. They go out there and they spread these rumors that it was so bad and everything, but it's not as bad as people expect, you know.
That's good advice. So it's
Mhm.
not as bad as we expect. And a lot of times the anticipation is what
Right.
is far worse than what it actually is. And,
Exactly.
and most screenings are completely benign. Yes, you may have to follow up sooner or have an ultrasound, just because if you heard my recording my live last week,
Mhm.
dense breast tissue, that's a normal variation, but may need to be screened a little further just to make sure all is well. Like was mentioned by Coretha, that the views are seen as clearly as they should be. So, I mean, I think this segues right to the health tip of the week. Schedule your screening, your mammography screening today. Perhaps you have to do a follow-up ultrasound or something of that sort. Schedule it today. Mammograms, there was some controversy as to when you should actually start, but most screenings start at age 40 and they're done annually. You may have to do it every 6 months, depending on whatever your breast tissue variation is. But
Mhm.
as was said by Coretha today, fear not. Be thou not dismayed.
Yeah.
This is just a screening, and we're here to help you along the way, encourage you along the way where
Yeah.
this is concerned. Coretha, any final thoughts before we let everyone go today?
If I can, I would just like to say, even with the dense breasts, so there's now dense breast ultrasound. So
Mm,
mammogram sees one thing and ultrasound sees another thing. So if you have
mm,
dense breasts, you may need to have that ultrasound. So go forth and have that ultrasound, because we might miss something on the mammogram because of the density of the breast being so dense. That's not our goal. We've come a long way, but then we have a backup plan. Or I'm gonna
yes,
call it a backup plan anyway.
yes,
It's called the ultrasound, the dense breast ultrasound, where we scan the breast with the ultrasound, and a lot of women are having that done now also. So get your mammograms and whatever else they tell you to do, get that too.
just follow up with it. I
Right,
love it. And
right,
just keeping in mind, another thought came to me too. Just keeping in mind, yes, no screening is 100%, but
right.
screening is better than no screening at all.
That's right, because
So
we really don't know what's going on inside these bodies.
right,
There's nothing that we don't have an X-ray scan to scan the whole entire body. So we
yeah.
need to do what we need to do to take care of our health, and just be encouraged to do that. And that's all I have to say.
That's good. I love it. So we have the choice today between life and death, blessings and
Amen.
curses. I call on all of heaven. We call on all of heaven to
Yeah,
win this decision that you and I make today, and we make today. Oh, that we would choose life so that not only we would live, but our descendants will live as well. As we do it, we then pass it on to our children, so that then this becomes the culture and the lifestyle. If you have questions, feel free to put it here on the live. Myself and Coretha will be looking to answer whatever questions you may have. That's
yeah,
within our scope of answering. And of course, you can feel free to email me at kingdomhealthtah@gmail.com with any additional questions or answers as well. Go ahead and put hashtag I choose life. Say how you're going to choose life today, whether it's to get your screenings done. We encourage you, we employ you, and we just encourage you on your health journey today. God bless you, and thank you so much, Coretha, for joining in with us this morning.
you're welcome.
Um, and I pray everyone has a great and splendid day today. Go ahead and put hashtag I choose life. We're choosing life today. As always, I'll see you here again next week, Tuesday, 9 a.m. We're going to switch gears a little bit more, and we're going to talk concerning diabetes. So for next month. So look out, tune in, tag all your friends, and we're going to talk more into that. So be blessed. I'll see you next week, Tuesday, 9 a.m., Facebook as well as YouTube. And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.